What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Machiavelli, and I'm back with another reaction video, man. Okay, so as you guys see me say this to my watch later in the last video, this is Sadhguru. This is the real ghost you aren't aware of. Somehow I'm scared already, or lightweight got the chills, and the hairs on my back are starting to stand up a little bit because it got me nervous. Because a lot of us want to know that, man. Who are the real demons of the world? Who are the real ghosts of the world? But we're about to find out, man. So without further ado, let's get it.
So somebody told me, I was always looking for these kind of things. So somebody told me,
See?
this guy has trapped ghosts in bottles and kept it in his whatever, it's a shrine or a workshop or whatever you want to call it.
I've even heard of that too, people. Oh, I got it in this jar. I'm not letting it out. And don't open the jar, or else it's gonna...
So I want to go and that guy wouldn't allow us initially, but I was persistent and somebody said, you put a nail in that tamarind tree, it will come. I would nail the damn tree again and again and again, nothing came. Somebody said, in this house there is a ghost. So I would beg them, please allow me, I want to sleep in that house and see if the ghost comes. He made an elaborate design with rice flour. In the 5 corners of this, he kept one egg. He did all kinds of things and poof, he clapped his hand, pop! All the 5 eggs burst right in front of my eyes. But then, in about 3 days' time after I did this, a revulsion, I've never experienced it ever in my life because I've never stepped into those areas. A kind of revulsion went through my entire body that I knew that I had done something very fundamentally wrong. So what is a ghost? All of you are ghosts with a body. Those who are walking and sitting, everybody.
I guess that makes sense. We're just living ghosts.
Every town has a ghost story that is passed down through generations, like other traditions. These stories make us curious.
I'm not gonna lie, I guess I don't get out enough. Because I've not experienced that yet, as far as like going to different cities and states and hearing about, or this wood such and such passed away and he was uh I don't, bro. Yeah, that's just never happened. I've heard like little things of ghosts being in jars, things like that, but as far as being somewhere where this is like a haunted, like a real haunted house, you hear doors slamming all in the middle of the night, that I haven't lived or seen yet.
And even though ghosts are scary, many of us are eager to see one. Today, with technology we never had in the past, we use many instruments to track the presence of ghosts.
See, this right here, the palm reading thing, I don't do that, bro. I'm sorry. If I find out, I find out. If I don't, I don't. Like, it's not this serious for me. I've never been that dying need to want to do that. Like, ghost is a ghost. I mean, if it's not, it's not. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I probably still wouldn't do it. The whole palm reading thing is just not. I see places like that here and there. Like when I go to certain cities and downtown area or whatever, but
Sadhguru did not have this advantage and set out to find a ghost himself. Listen to Sadhguru as he shares his experience of seeing a real ghost.
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Sadhguru, you were talking about stories. So we were conversing and, we were agreeing that when we were growing up, some of the best stories that we used to hear from, family people or grandparents or friends, senior people, would be the ghost stories. And, somehow, you small, kids, we love to get scared. Still they want to hear that ghost story. It's one of their favorite things.
Well, if that's the case, I'm a 26-year-old kid because there's times where I feel like a really good a really good scary story. I feel like people are like, if you're the type of person that likes to jump or likes to have the thrill of knowing that, yo, this really happened, you can get scared no matter how old you are. If you're that type of person, I feel like, telling scary stories, when your power goes out at night for whatever reason, you just light candles and tell scary stories, or even your power didn't go out. You just want to turn off all the lights and everything and just, you know, tell a scary story for whatever reason, just for the fun of it. I feel like that type of thing is underrated. Not overrated, but underrated. Because a lot of people think that they're too old for that. Me still to this day, I love scary stories. Like, I love stories. Whether if it's, something that's not true or not true, whether if it, like such and such, it was known that he was terrorizing people all over. Wow, really? Like, come on, who doesn't like storytelling? That just gave me an idea.
Amongst all stories. Do you have any ghost story from your experiences of traveling in the mountains?
You would think that it would happen up there for sure. Mountains, no buildings, no nothing. You feel like it really happened up there. Mountains, woods, cabin type areas. Yeah.
Wow. This is really getting him into trouble. See, the purpose of telling you ghost stories was not to scare you, but to give you a hair-raising experience.
See what I mean? Hair standing up on a…
In a
What?
barber shop in Louisiana state.
Dude. My grandmother was from Louisiana. And I don't want to make this sound like Louisiana is a bad place. At all. But I feel like Louisiana, if it's not one of the main cities and states that's known for ghost stories, voodoo, Creole, that whole Creole like type of thing. Dude, yeah. Cause I feel like that's mainly where things like that happen at. I don't want to sound messed up or stereotypical to my Louisiana people, but it just seems that way. That's mostly, if you go anywhere else, ghost stories, things like that will be kind of, okay. It won't be as scary as the Louisiana voodoo ghost, thing, or even if it is, like I don't know. If you guys seen the movie Skeleton Key, that kind of somewhat ties into what, he's talking about. Somewhat. Not all the way, but somewhat. I feel like Louisiana is scary as far as things like that go. As far as ghost stories, voodoo, stuff like that, Louisiana is scary in that sort of sense. Very horrifying. I feel like no other southern place or any place on the map has that Louisiana type scare, if you know what I mean. If you catch what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know, I just feel like Louisiana is that place where they have the most ghost storytelling type of things going on over there. Not so much ATL, not so much Memphis, not so much Arkansas, not so much Texas. Like, okay, well, maybe Texas changed something, but still, you guys understand what I'm saying, right? We talk about like voodoo. We're not talking about actually mass murderers.
The whole
Voodoos and ghosts.
place was filled with all kinds of horror comics and ghost stories and all kinds of things, only that. No newspapers, no other magazines, only these things.
See?
So one day somebody asked the barber, said, why have you put your whole place with these kind of stories in your saloon? You don't have anything else, nothing about styles, about fashion, nothing, only ghost stories and horror stories, why? He said, see, for my profession, if somebody's hair is standing, it makes it much easier.
Oh, wow.
So the idea was to give you a hair-rising experience, not to scare you. And I must tell you, this fascinated me so much that there was a man in Mysore city who was also working in the Mysore City Corporation as some official, but he was known to be some kind of a ghost buster or tantric or whatever he is. So somebody told me, I was always looking for these kind of things, so somebody told me, this guy has trapped ghosts in bottles and kept it in his whatever, it's a shrine or a workshop or whatever you want to call it. So I want to go, and that guy wouldn't allow us initially, but I was persistent, and then he took me inside and he showed me lots of bottles. He said, in this there is this kind of a ghost, this is a woman, this is a man. I looked, I could not see a man or a woman, I all saw transparent bottles with corks.
Do you want to learn how to trade? My son and I just finished putting on a conference for our trading students.
So I was just befriending him, thinking, I will steal one bottle because I really wanted to see a ghost. Because I had heard so many things. So many things means unbelievable kind of stories. Well, it only made me more and more curious. It did not raise my hair nor scare me, but I became more and more curious. I had spent months on end, continuously every night, being in the cremation grounds, wanting to see. So people come, burn the dead, and you know, when with firewood, when the dead bodies burn, it burns for 4, 5, 6 hours. People stay there for an hour or hour and a half, and then they have other business to do. Many months on end, I sat there, no ghost came. Somebody said, you put a nail in that tamarind tree, it will come. I would nail the damn tree again and again and again, nothing came. Somebody said, in this house there is a ghost, so I would beg them, please allow me, I want to sleep in that house and see if the ghost comes. Did not happen. So I went to this guy, and when they said specifically it's in the bottle, I wanted to steal a bottle. But he was very protective about his bottles. So I didn't see anything coming out, but he showed me one thing. He made an elaborate design with rice flour. In the 5 corners of this, he kept one egg. He did all kinds of things, and poof, he clapped his hand, pop! All the 5 eggs burst right in front of my eyes. So, I thought, something. I don't know whether it's a ghost or it's a thing, whatever, but definitely he did not reach out to these 5, he was standing away and all the 5 eggs burst. Then this was working on me, and I was walking in my house backyard, looking here and there. Then I saw guavas were hanging in the tree, the guava fruit. I looked at the fruit fell. I thought, what? I did it again and again, the fruit fell. Then I brought my friends and just, you idiots, watch this. Fruit fell. They said, what? Not once, 5, 10 times I did so that it's not an accident. But then, in about 3 days' time after I did this, a revulsion, I've never experienced it ever in my life because I've never stepped into those areas. A kind of revulsion went through my entire body that I knew that I had done something very fundamentally wrong. Never again I said, you want the guavas? Go up and get it. You want anything in your life, go and get it. These kind of things we will never again do. So what is a ghost? All of you are ghosts with a body. Those who are walking and sitting, everybody, you are ghosts with a body. But suddenly somebody lost their body and you think they're something horrible. Why? They're just like you, they just lost the body. Is it true that you gathered the body over a period of time? So if somebody lost the body, 50, 60 kilograms of planet that we have picked up and made into this, if they put it back, is that a ghost? Then you are also a ghost with a body, isn't it? So this abnormal way of looking at life, that just because somebody lost their body, they've become something evil, something
Right.
fearful, something…
I was just about to say, man, that's kind of effed up. Because it needs to be your own family members that might be trying to call out to you for whatever reason. You're sitting up here saying there's something evil. So unless somebody in your family that you did, and this person was evil, rather if it was your grandmother or your uncle or your aunt, you're calling them this? That's crazy. See, I never understood that, bro. Why call someone that you once upon a time loved and still loved even though they're gone? Why call them a ghost? Why put that on them that there's something evil just because they're no longer here? Why do we do that, bro? Actually, I don't think I ever done so. I can't even really put me underneath that bus or on that boat, but yeah, that never made sense to me at all. Because, you know, you hear it different times in many different ways. Like, one person might say, the door slammed in my house because, and it might be my aunt's ghost, or, like, come on, bro, what? When really it was just the wind that slammed your door. Or even if it was, you know, your aunt or whatever the case may be, it's still like, come on. It's a ghost. It's something to do. It's something that's gonna do harm to you now because this person is no longer here. We gotta stop doing that, bro. Or you guys gotta stop doing that.
is a very abnormal way of looking at life. The nature of life is such that whether… See, right now, there's something you must look at this, not intellectually,
Blame scary movies for that though. Because if you look at some scary movies, it's like literally like that. Somebody passed away and then the demon of them comes to life, even though this person is gone and passed away on their deathbed. This person, you know, suddenly has some sort of demon. Like let's say if I pass away right now, and then the demonic version of me comes to life, and that person has a whole different intention. Mike wasn't evil at all. He was humble. He was respectful. This person is here to… So you can't say that is me. This is deep. I like this.
really experientially. You're breathing, all of you, are you? So if you're breathing, let us say this was like a building or whatever, right now we are in the quadrangle kind of place. So there is life here that you're breathing. You may call it air, but it's actually life, because if I take away this will go. Yes? Your life will go. It's only in this transaction, life is happening, isn't it? So it's not just about air, oxygen, this, that. This is a living cosmos. You are like a little bubble, you captured a little bit of life. You know, did you blow soap bubbles when you were young at least?
I do now, somewhat, but it's only with dishwashing liquid whenever I accidentally set the bottle down a little bit too hard and then the bubbles shoot out. That's the only time. But really, I don't take the whole thing and like everybody used to do when they were in elementary school or middle school. I don't do that.
So when you blew your soap bubble, You got this big bubble, I got that big bubble, let us say. We were looking at this, oh, this is my bubble, this is your bubble. Then they went poop. When they go poop, you don't say, this is my air, this is your air, isn't it? This is just like that. This is just a bubble. You captured a certain amount of life and it's functioning in a certain way. When this bubble bursts, there's no such thing as your life and my life. Well, you may not break the entire bubble, you may break the outer surface of the bubble and the inner surface of the bubble may still remain. Just because the outer peel has dropped off, do you call that a ghost? Then you are a ghost with a body.
That's it. The genie is out of the bottle. Of course, it has been here in plain sight all along, but we failed to realize that ghosts are the transformation of our very own bodies.
Exactly.
To watch more from Sadhguru, click on the link shown on the screen right now. Support us by sharing your thoughts and feedback in the comments section. Remember to like, share.
That's the end of that video, man. If you guys like this video, give it a fat thumbs up, like, comment, share. Machiavelli Gang, we up out of here. Oh, whoa. Don't interrupt me with my outro, man. If you guys like this video, man, give it a fat thumbs up, like, comment, share, Machiavelli Gang. We up out of here, man. I love you guys, man. You guys have a blessed one and a safe one, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.